Hello everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be going through a unboxing of the second commander deck from the Brothers War theme set. And this particular commander deck is the Mishra's Burnished Banner. And as I mentioned, this is the Brothers War theme. So previously looked at the Urza's Iron Alliance commander deck. This time we'll be wrapping things up with the second commander deck of the theme with the Mishra's Burnished Banner. So I suspect the second brother. And it looks like for this particular deck there will be a bit of water, a bit of black, a bit of red. I don't know why the red is in this deck and not the other, but okay. So, front of the commander deck box, so we have this nice little window into a shot of what will be the foil display commander. Obviously this isn't the actual card itself, but that is what the card will look like. So this is pretty much Mishra. We do have some artwork of Mishra there. Around the box, and I will admit, of the two commander decks, this is the one I would elect to use. In terms of the back of the box, so I don't know, I just like a lot of the theme for Mishra's side of things, which I do know I said is unusual because red is one of my more favorite colors, but I don't know, the colors, the look, this commander deck it's probably ticking a few more boxes for me than usual. Won't go through what's in the commander deck because it's the same as the other one. It's pretty much pre-built with very specific inclusions. There is a bit of a blurb about Mishra and pretty much a bit of an idea of pretty much what he is after. So yes, I mean, reading that blurb, you could almost take that as he is the evil brother, maybe? Who knows? So that's a quick look of the box. So that's not too bad. Now that we've had a look at the box, I will open the box up and then we can have a quick look at the inclusions and then just have a really quick swipe through the actual deck itself. And with everything now out of the box itself, so going through some of the easier things to go through. So here is the usual little card deck box that's included. We do have a quick graphic of Mishra, and then just the usual Magic the Gathering, a bit more of the emblem iconography that is particular to Mishra, and then the three elements that pretty much will be used for this set. So nice little card deck, always nice to have these little things. It does keep things somewhat nice and tidy, and like the other one, it's the same side as well. This little tab just didn't stay glued very well together. Don't know how, don't know why, just is. So there is that. Putting that to the side, we do have some of these little counter cutouts from the actual board packaging, I dare say. Similar to what we also see in a bundle box. So there's a few of these little counters. There's also some at the top. And on the back there is that. I think I've been told once it might be some type of card separator. I mean, it is basically the actual size of a card. It's interesting why you would have a card separator for a commander deck, unless it's something else. There you go, some of those counters. We do have the usual life spin down counter as well. There's nothing too overly fantastic about this. It's just your 40 life spin down. It's pretty much just stock standard to Magic. It doesn't have any additional artwork or anything to make it specific to the Brothers War. We do have a collector booster sampler, so there'll be 2 cards in there, as well as the Friday Night Magic / Secret Lair. There is the 100 card deck itself, and then here is the little strategy insert, which also doubles as a bit of a nice little art pamphlet. So Mishra, the eminent one, with some nice little backstory there for Mishra. It's very cool. And then on the back, just your brief overview for the Commander deck rules and a few sentences on how to play the deck. One of these days I actually will read this blurb properly to actually see if it's specific to how you should play the deck or just a general high level overview. That's okay. Once again, very nice artwork. So that's a little strategy insert. Put that to the side. Before we get into the main deck, I will try and open up the sampler. Let's see if I can open the sampler as cleanly as I did the previous one. Apparently yes, I can. It's almost like I had a little bit of practice, although I did destroy a little something. That's okay. So we have 3 cards. So Secret Lair, hardly any real surprise in terms of these. They look like they're both artifact cards. So we have Caged Sun. I want to say it feels like Da Vinci, assuming I'm getting my things right. And the other one is a, what do we have here? It's one of these little Thopter cards. And in fact, I think this card has appeared previously somewhere where I can't remember now, but it was not a foil. That's very cool. That's very nice that we get these little samplers in here. So those were the 2 sampler cards. Now, as for the main deck, prepare to watch me struggle on how to open this one. Which is weird, I didn't have any issues opening the deck yesterday. Where is the... oh, there it is. I knew what I was looking for, I just couldn't actually find it because it was really well hidden. Reference card, pretty stock standard, not too worried about that. Here will be the token cards that are double-sided. So we're already familiar with Power Stone, a Phyrexian Mirror. I do like the artwork. A Construct, which appears to be a walking pyramid. So we have the Circle Ouroboros from War Machine. Quartz to be specific, another Power Stone, another Phyrexian Power Stone, a Inkling that flies. Welcome the symbiotes to Magic the Gathering. We have another one, another Power Stone, and a Eldrazi, whatever that is. Now, that was one side. In terms of the other side, I've already seen the servo before. We have Mishra's Warform. Just have to double check that I've got everything in the camera. We have Copy, literally, Copy. We have Scrap. That's more amusing than it should be. We have a Goat, Construct, and Copy. So those were the double-sided tokens. Yeah, as for the rest of the deck, so we do have 2 foils, and I believe there's the extra foil at the back. So that's the actual display card for Mishra. Not that you can really tell because it does look exactly the same. You'll just have to take my word for that this is on a bit more of a thicker card backing. Because once you look at it, funnily enough, it is exactly the same. I also just had to turn off one of the functions on the video. I feel it was a little bit jarring up until now. I think I was trying to autofocus. Just realized it was a very bad idea. And here's the other foil card that is included. Okay. How can I organize this in such a way? Now that we've had a look at some of the extra content, the actual deck itself. Fact or fiction? Now these cards actually do look quite nice. I do need to try and better understand why there's the actual variation in some of the layout for some of these cards. Like some of these cards almost look like they're generic type cards, whilst others look like they're specific to Brothers War, which I suspect we'll get to in a little while. But yes, each and every time I go through one of these types of unboxings, packet openings, etc., the artwork always catches my eye. And I do know there's a few art books floating around which I should really try and pick up one day. At some point in time I will try and actually play a proper game with someone, somehow, just because, see how bad I am at it. I feel like I've seen this card before. Probably say we're almost halfway through the deck. Those look quite cool. Ooh, I like that one. Scavenged Brawler. I actually have no, so we're almost halfway through the deck, but in terms of the layout, it's all been consistent and the same. So that's a Phyrexian zombie, although I look at it and go, no, kind of looks like a Chaos Space Marine who's been horribly mutated. Creature, Demon. Demon Prince? This does all remind me I do need to actually do the unboxings of the Warhammer Magic the Gathering crossover ones at some point in time as well. Those will be interesting. I have noticed, especially with the corners with the relevant mana costings, I mean, some of them have been consistent in that you have the number and the element, although I need to remind myself what happens when it's just a number. So it looks like we're moving into the red cards. Chaos Warp, Cursed Mirror, Hellkite Igniter, this one looks cool, Phyrexian Artificer, Artifact Creature. Now this is why some of these cards I do really like the look of. Just some of that interesting combination of themes. Metalwork Colossus. And let's just try and speed through going through this deck. It is after all 100 odd cards. Yep, looking at some of the land cards. We're now into, looks like we're into artifact cards. No, back into the lands. Artifact lands. Oh gosh, so there's lands, artifacts. It does get a bit confusing after a while. We should be hitting the basic lands. Here we go. Won't worry too much about these ones. We actually have seen most of these in some shape or form now, actually. Probably about 20 of them as well. So that brings us to a nice little end of the Mishra's Burnished Banner Commander deck. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, being a commander deck, it is pre-built, so it does have little to no level of randomness with what cards you are given. At best, you're pretty much just random at what cards you get to play at any given time and what available resources you have, from what I loosely recall of how to play Magic. Some of the extra inclusions are always nice to have, and it just helps to keep things relatively nice and tidy. So, as I mentioned in the previous commander deck video, for someone who wants to get into a bit of a quick play without having to build up a deck or anything like that, commander deck isn't a bad starting place. It definitely has its advantages in that regard. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Pretty much ends the look at the two commander decks for the Brothers War theme set. And with that being said, I think I only have a draft booster to do a bit of a opening of, which I don't expect to be too different from some of the other boosters, sans the lack of any Transformers cards. And then that will be pretty much the end of the Magic theme in the way of formal lengthy videos until early next year when the next theme comes out, which I believe is, from what I recall, because I have pre-ordered decks and stuff, I think is around the Phyrexians. So that should definitely be interesting. Looks like there'll be a bundle, commander decks, jump starts, sets, boosters, draft boosters, the stock standard basically. So keep an eye out for those in the first quarter of next year. Feel free to like a video, leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed any of the content. It does help support the channel. I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. See ya.